Hello, I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. It's Ngozi again, and today I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey. Being that one of my themes on this channel is weight loss, I wanted to be transparent about my weight loss journey, my struggles, my insecurities, my vulnerabilities, my falls, and I just wanted to share this journey with you all. So if you want to hear more about it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and we'll get into the video. All right. Weight, especially when it comes to women, is such a sensitive topic. Our bodies seem to always be up for discussion, and I don't want this to be triggering to anybody, especially anybody who is dealing with a large amount of weight gain. I know the feeling. I know what it can do to someone's self-esteem, someone's mental health. So I just wanted to make a little disclaimer before I go into the video. I'm just going to be talking about my personal experience. So I was always a chubby kid. I mentioned before I have a twin. I was always a big child. I would try and find these old pictures, don't come for me, and insert it. I was always heavy. I remember being like 5 years old, and me and my sister would weigh ourselves. It was like fun. Thinking back now, I don't know whether it was like body, dysmorphia, or if it was like any type of negative thing associated to it. It was just fun to weigh yourself. You would see a scale, and you want to know how much. My little cousins, they want to know how much they weigh. And I remember being like 70 something pounds, and I was like 5 or 6. But I was always tall. But I'm just saying, just giving like context for that, like that was a lot of weight for someone that young. So I was always heavy, always big. I never really got bullied about it, to be honest. I hear a lot of people talk about being bullied. That really wasn't my experience, or maybe I just don't remember. But in high school, I got like a growth spurt between middle school and high school. So high school is when I just evened out to the weight that I am now, the height I am now, which is about 6'1". So everything like stretched. So that's when I became, almost like people referred to me as slim. I remember in high school weighing anywhere between like 160 and 170, like size 11 in women's. I'll try to put in some pictures too. I have some old pictures in my scrapbook, but people would consider me even slim. And I'd be like, how much I weigh, but I was 6 foot tall, so I didn't have a stomach. I was very, you're in high school, you're just eating. I was a basketball player. That really helped. I was very active over the summers, practicing, season, fall, winter season basketball. So AAU, off basketball. So I was always like working out. So I maintained that size. So I entered college. I couldn't find my exact weight. I'll have to look some record. I believe I was around like 180 or so. And by the end of my freshman year, I was 193 pounds. And I felt like I was so big. Like, I did not look big, but it was just not my normal. And this is why, and by no means I did not look big at all. I was not big. I can't even say on camera what I would do to be 193 pounds right now. But so that just makes me think back to why I think it's just on the other side of body positivity and even body shaming. I think a lot of people can experience being made to feel uncomfortable when they're not comfortable with their weight, when they're not visibly big. And especially in the Black community, I remember having people be like, "Why did you work out? You're not big," or "What are you trying to lose? You're gonna be invisible." Like, mind you, I was not small at all, but especially in the Black community, our standard of weight is very different. So it's like sometimes when you see people monitoring and doing those things, you think that they're being anal or they're taking it too seriously. This is why, because it's easier to tackle things when they're not. The problem is smaller. It's not too big. But when you let yourself gain 100 pounds, like I did, we'll get into that, versus 10 pounds, it's harder to lose 100 pounds versus losing 10 pounds. It's harder to get in the mental space and to put in all that work. So I understand why people, take those measures in the beginning while the problem is very, very small, to avoid a bigger situation. So I joined the gym. I was paying $85 a month. This was 2010. There was no, I don't want to say all these names, but there was no gyms around. There were very few, like a community gym. Like there were not the way we have gyms now, like this one, that one, this one, that one. Gyms weren't a thing back then. to be honest. Like, it wasn't like everywhere you go you see a gym open. This was summer 2010. I only had 2 options. One of them I didn't like, and the other one had just opened. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, so nice. I was paying $85 with tax every month. And with the gyms now that are $10, $20 a month, back then, can you imagine paying $85 for a gym membership? Everyone thought I was crazy, but I'm like, I need to lose the weight, and this is the gym I like. I gotta go there. So I would go there like before or after work, you know, just trying to get in shape. I lost about 10 pounds, not much, but you know, I wasn't trying to lose much anyway. I just was trying to not hit 200 pounds. So I had written down the last weight, because back then I didn't really weigh myself like that anyway, because you know, weight wasn't like my major issue. I had my last recorded weight being 188 before I went back to my sophomore year of college. So my sophomore year of college, I stopped eating meat. I just decided I didn't want to eat meat anymore. I was over it, didn't really care for it. So I was eating mostly fish and like seafood and stuff. And I noticed that's when I started my bad eating habits. And this is why I always stress that these labels and titles don't equal health. Being a vegan does not equal being healthy. Being a pescatarian does not equal being healthy. Being a vegetarian does not equal being healthy. Being on a keto diet does not equal being healthy, because there's so many ways to go around it. And if you really want to be real, you can eat bad on any diet. That's where I think I emphasize more of eating a whole foods diet, or eating a green diet, or eating, you know, a high vegetable diet. I think those are the words I like to go to more, because to me those emphasize nutrients, those emphasize health. All these other diets and these labels to me don't mean anything, because I've tried like all of them and I know how I did on them. So when I stopped eating meat, I became a snacker. I would eat a carton of Turkey Hill vanilla ice cream or cookie dough, and a bag of big bag of UTZ chips like twice a week. I would go to the grocery store right by my apartment and buy it. I wasn't really gaining weight though, I'll be honest. I was still slim, but I was not eating well. I became a snacker. Chips, ice cream. I never used to eat like that. I didn't grow up in the house eating ice cream and chips. My mother didn't buy that stuff. Those are special occasions. We didn't eat that well in terms of the regular food, a lot of rice and, you know, starchy foods, but I didn't grow up snacking because I didn't see the snacks. But I started getting into like snacking and eating bad and, you know, eating all this stuff. But I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm not eating meat, so I'm good. That means I'm healthy, right? Wrong. Very wrong. So I pretty much stayed below 200 pounds all of college. I started eating meat again, I believe junior year, like a year after. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I'm not eating well. I'm eating so much dairy and so much fried food. I might as well just eat meat. So I never really cared. I liked food. I always loved food, but I wasn't obsessed with it the way I became later on. The end of graduated 2013 and came back home, just, you know, trying to figure out what to do with myself. Had a plan, it didn't work. Became depressed, you know, started becoming, and that's when I became an emotional eater. I just ate my feelings away. If I'm sad, I eat. I'm tired, I eat. I feel hopeless, I eat. I went into credit card debt just on eating out. Like legit, not clothes, not hair, not anything. It was just food. When I go back to those bills and I look at it, like legit 90% of my credit card debt was just buying food. Like I was so down, and the only thing that could make me happy was food. Like that was my comfort. I became an emotional eater. 2014 is when I hit over 200 pounds, you know. So I get over 200 pounds, and the lowest weight I have recorded up is 228. This was December of 2014. I hit 228 when I felt so huge, couldn't fit anything, and I'm still a little above that now. But I was 228, and I felt like, oh, like I felt crazy, like, oh my god, how can this happen, not knowing that this was just the beginning of it. So I have my weights here in I was 228 2014, then February 16, 2015, I was 237. So I had like went up a little less. So I started increasing 237. And then the same year, December 22nd, 2015, I was 265. So within 10 months, I gained 30 pounds. That 2015 was like, and that's when my hair issues started, my scalp issues. That was 2015. I gained a large amount of weight in a very short period of time. And there was a lot of factors, you know, I was going through stuff. I was, you know, taking different medications. A lot of things were affecting me. It was a combination of many. It wasn't just one thing. It was a lot of things that were affecting my weight, and I was unemployed for a long period of time, and I was depressed about that. So I went back to the eating, and I just saw my body change so drastically. I didn't know what to do. You know, I never was that big. I was never someone. I was slim for a large part of my life. And then I have this twin sister. She's not gaining the weight that I am, and it's even more, apparent. And people are asking what's going on, and people notice. Culture I'm from, people are very straightforward, especially when it comes to women. They don't understand that a woman's weight is not your business, and they ask you questions, and they don't really get it, and you don't feel comfortable sharing. There's reasons why. There's a personal thing. Weight is so personal. I can never, even if it's someone, I can never ask someone, oh, you gained weight, oh, you lost. Even saying you lost weight, people lose weight. That may not necessarily want to lose weight. They may be losing weight because they're sick or something's up, but like people don't think that far. So it was very difficult for me. I stopped going to the gym, let's say like 2014. I couldn't afford a gym membership, stopped going to the gym, and then the weight really started piling on, and I just was unmotivated. I didn't care. I was like, thinking about so many other things, and my weight wasn't something I was willing to commit to. So yeah, so my highest recorded weight was in February. It was the February 2016. I was 283 pounds. I remember that day vividly, going on the scale, seeing 283 and being like, Ngozi, you're almost 300 pounds, you have to do something. And that same month, I just joined the local gym. A gym opened up right next to me, affordable, like $20 a month. When I went in, I weighed 276. I remember it was a Sunday in February. I'll never forget that day. And I'm like, Ngozi, something has to, you have to do something. You have to take control of your life. This is not healthy. You need to lose the weight. So in terms of weight, besides just joining the gym, which is not always just enough, I had to make changes. I became someone who was addicted to food, fast food, soda, all those things. I stopped drinking soda, still don't drink it. Very rarely. I go years without drinking it. I stopped drinking soda, cut out juice. I don't drink juice, I don't drink soda. Cut out fast food. I started learning how to cook. I didn't really know how to cook, to be honest. I cooked pasta, but I wasn't at the level that I am now. I didn't really grow up. No one really taught me how to cook. And you go to college, you're eating, the food that's in campus or at local stores. I wasn't really a cooker. I cook very basic things, but to me, a big part of weight loss is knowing how to cook, so you can eat the nutritious food that you're not gonna find when you go out. Because let's be real, when you go out, 90% of the food is nonsense, or you're not gonna have the options. Or when you find healthy food, it's overpriced, it's very expensive, it's not really affordable. So I started doing that. And then my next weight I have is March 29th, 2017. So it's almost a year later. I was 249. So within a year, I lost over 30 pounds. Almost 40 pounds I lost within a year. Praise be. Thank you, Jesus. I lost the weight. And then I have August 31st of 2018. I was 235. And that year I went vegan. Yeah, April, Lent season of 2018, I went vegan, and I went from 250 to 241. So that also jump started my weight loss, because I was stuck at 250. Like I said, I was 249 March of 2017, and then the next March I was still 250. I was stuck at 250. I could not get below 250. So I went vegan for 40 days. It was a challenge, and I lost about almost 10 pounds. So that's the thing about me. I noticed from my body is that I'm not someone who loses weight easily. I remember telling one of my friends, she's like, you only lost 10 pounds and you went vegan. Some people can make a food change and lose so much weight, their body really responds. To me, I don't know whether it's even exercise, or I'm still trying to figure. I think my body's a half and half. It responds to exercise and food change, but they both have to be done together. I'm not someone who can just do something drastic, exercise every day for an hour, do HIIT, or eat really clean for a week and really see anything crazy. I think my body, I need to do both. I think it responds to both equally as much. I don't think it responds to one more than the other. And then I have my other weights for April 26, 2019, 235. This is all from my doctor's office. This is how I was able to get all these weights, because I looked at my yearly physicals and stuff. Then December 11, 2019, 242. June 16, 2020, 247. And then my lowest weight is 228. That was 2 months ago on the keto diet. And I'm currently weighing at 240. Last time I weighed myself, but it was the week before I was 235. So my weight, like I said, I fluctuate a lot depending on my cycle, whether I'm working out and stuff. I was slack. I took 2 weeks off after I came back from vacation recently. So I'm just trying to get back in a rhythm of things. The lowest I've been since in the last was on a keto diet. I got to 228, and I wasn't 228 since December of 2014. So that was a big deal for me, like over 6 years for me to see that weight. So I was like, for anyone that wants to argue keto does work if you do it well, but for me it just wasn't really sustainable, especially as a woman. And I didn't like the way it was making me feel, and I didn't like the way it was affecting my bowel movement. So that's why I had to stop. Weight loss has definitely been it definitely was a struggle for me. It was a very personal journey. I was going through so much in the midst of it, but I really learned a lot, discipline, things of that nature. Just trying to me, weight loss is about the little things. A lot of times people get caught up in, oh, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that, I'm going to work out every day, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you do that for 3 days and then it's over, and then you still end up not getting results. So you have to be realistic. You just have to do things gradually, cut them off small by small, and at the end you realize, wow, I eat so much differently, I live so much differently, my lifestyle is so different. You don't do everything all at once. Like, we're human beings, like you can't just deprive yourself of everything, think it's gonna work. It's not. Like, you have to make slow and steady wins a race, slow, small changes, things of that nature. But I just realized I'm someone who's gonna have to work out for the rest of my life. Even if I was to decide to do surgery, or anything like that, I would still have to work out because I gain weight very easily. It's not an issue for me. I know people who struggle to gain weight. That's never been my area of struggle. I can gain weight like this. I breathe and I gain weight. I laugh and I gain weight. And I just have to, I've accepted that. Also, loving your body in the process. I just wasn't happy. Like, I still to this day kind of feel like I'm in someone else's body. Like, I still don't feel like I don't feel myself. Like, it's still, sometimes it's like, is this really you? You know what I mean? Like, and it takes time. I've learned to accept myself. If I never get smaller, under getting below 200 has been a goal for years, and I just come to a point was this year I'm like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, honestly. And I'm okay with that. If I can get to 225, or even forget numbers, if I could just be strong and solid and like the way that I look, or look a certain way, I'll be fine. Because I can't compare myself to how much I weighed 10 years ago. My hormones were different, my body was different. I can't just, I was younger, that's the reality of it. Like, most people were smaller when they were younger. Like, it's not true, like, I'm not comparing myself to my 20-year-old self. This is the area a lot of women struggle with, a lot of people in general, but specifically women. So I would just encourage anyone who's trying to lose weight, who's going through a weight loss journey, to just really start small. The little you can do, if it means you don't eat the cookies anymore, you eat the same way, you just don't eat those cookies. Then you take out that soda, then you take out that burger, then you take out this and that. And also, don't deprive yourself, because that doesn't work. A lot of people end up binging or getting even bigger than they were initially when they go back to regular eating. So don't deprive yourself. Eat. Life is short. Enjoy yourself. But just, if it's bothering you, that's the key word. A lot of people are bothered by it, and they feel as if, people are telling them that they're being vain, or it's not all about, but if it's bothering you, it's bothering you. You have the right to take control of your life. It's your life, so you got to do what makes you happy. But anyhow, I'm going to end this video. Share this with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe, please, and like this video. It helps my channel a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.